What's up, YouTube? Today I have a Wi-Fi battle, but it's a 3rd gen Wi-Fi battle versus Yoshiandlugia, and this is using Hamachi and all that other stuff, so I know it's a little change of pace from 5th gen and everything. So anyways, I'm gonna start out with my Houndoom. So now I know this thing probably has Rock Slide, and I don't really want to take one, so I go into Melodic to take that, and he takes it very nicely, thankfully enough. So now this turn I'm going to go for Hypnosis, predicting him to switch. He goes out into Suicune, and I actually missed the Hypnosis, which was kind of bad. So he gets a Calm Mind up, but I do hit the Hypnosis this turn, so that kind of makes up for it. Kinda, I guess. So this turn I'm going to switch out, and I'm going to go into Crobat for, I don't know, I just figured it'd do some damage, and it's a physical sweeper. So I'm going to go for the Sludge Bomb because it's probably a good play considering that it would do a lot of damage. But I actually get a crit, which kind of mattered, but he gets a crit later that kind of makes up for it, so that's whatever. So now he's going to switch out here as I just go for the Sludge Bomb again, and he goes into Tyranitar and gets the Sandstorm up, which is kind of annoying. And I get actually a alright amount of damage from the Sludge Bomb, to be honest. And I actually get the Poison too, which is kind of funny. And that's good. So, didn't really affect the match, but it was good. So this turn I'm going to go into Metagross, because I was predicting him to go for something like a Dragon Dance. I wouldn't expect him to go for the Earthquake. So, I know I can live in Earthquake at this health. So, now this is where that Suicune crit is matched, I guess. He gets a crit on the Earthquake, and that's kind of bad. That takes my Metagross out to an early death, so it's kind of whatever, I guess. Makes up for the Suicune crit. Anyways, I'm thinking about what I was going to do. I decided to switch into Crobat because I have the Hidden Power Fighting, and I do go for that, and it takes out Tyranitar, thankfully enough. So now he's going to go into Metagross, and I don't think HP Fighting is going to do a lot to this thing. So I decided to go into just my Melodic, because I know I could probably sponge some hits with this thing, such as the Meteor Mash or the Earthquake. So yeah, this turn, I think he goes for the Hidden Power. I don't know what Hidden Power type it was. I'm pretty sure, I mean obviously, it's either Electric. Well, actually, I go first to go for Surf. But this, he goes for Hidden Power. It's either Electric or Grass. I'm willing to bet that it's Grass because Swamperts are really common. More common than something like Gyarados. And I don't have one on my team, but yeah. So I go for a Recover, and he goes for an Earthquake, which was a good play because, yeah, it does more damage than Hidden Power. I'm going to say Grass. So anyways, I'm going to go for a Surf again because it did alright damage last time. But then I get minimum damage and it doesn't really do that much. So he goes for a Meteor Mash, trying to get the attack boost, that's fine. And I don't think he's going to get it, considering it's only a 10% chance. So I'll go for a Surf again, and he goes into Suicune. And I get a crit on the Surf, but really that didn't matter, because it would have done enough damage so that the Sandstorm would have taken it out. So that's whatever. He goes into Regice now, which these things were always pretty scary in 3rd gen because of their special defense and their pretty decent physical defense as well. So I'm thinking about what to do here. I decide to switch in Snorlax because that seems to be the best play. Resists its Ice Beam, and Thunderbolt won't do very much. Considering these things are usually bulky and not all-out attackers or something, none of his attacks will do that much. So this turn I decided to go for a Curse, just play it safe. And he decides to go for the Toxic, which kind of hurts, but I do carry Rest on the Snorlax, so I'm not going to fear it too much. You know, I was thinking about actually running Immunity on a Snorlax just to catch someone off guard when they go for Toxic. That'd be really funny. So now I'm just going to go for the Body Slam. I just want to get damage on this thing. Probably be a 2-hit KO. And he goes into Flygon, which is not bad actually, because it becomes a 2-hit KO on Flygon. It almost takes it out. The only thing more funny would have been a Paralysis. But anyways, now he's gonna make a smart play and go into Metagross, which is kind of bad for me. I do have the Earthquake, though, and the Rest. I carry Rest as well. So, this turn, I'm scared that after a Meteor Mash and a Toxic, I'm probably going to die. So, I do go for the Rest. Meteor Mash actually doesn't do a lot, but it probably would have been a 2-hit KO, so yeah, it was the safe thing to do. And now my Toxic's gone, which is good. And now I'm just gonna sleep, but I'd like to go for the Earthquake. And yeah, his Meteor Mash isn't gonna do too much, but wait for it. He's gonna get a crit this turn and take me out. So that was really bad. And now I don't know, I'm lost. So I'm gonna have to go out into Houndoom to go take this thing out. So I'm gonna go for the Fire Blast because I don't want to over-predict. And I do end up going for the Fire Blast. It does a nice chunk of damage to Charizard. And yeah. So I'm gonna switch out this turn and I'm gonna go out to Melodic because Melodic is good. Can wall this thing. He goes for a Rock Slide and it doesn't do all that much, so that's good. And now I'm gonna go for Recover to recover some HP back. He goes for a Rock Slide, probably predicting Crobat, I guess. That's probably what he predicted. So anyways, now I'm going to go and I think Surf, yeah. Just making the safe play. I was thinking about him probably going into Regice, but yeah, the last thing I want to do is over-predict and end up having a Charizard asleep when he still has Regice. So, anyways, now I'm going to go for a... Well, now I'm going to... No, I'm going to go for Hypnosis. Because you know what? I need this thing asleep. And it actually hits, which is great. So, now... I think I'm going to go out into Magneton because I resist both of his moves and Toxic. And his last move's probably Rest as well. I know I probably won't do much with Hidden Power Fire, but it's still... I can wall this thing, essentially. Now I'm predicting him to go into Flygon, predicting a Thunderbolt, but that was a failed prediction because, yeah, he stays in. So now I'm trapped, and I don't want him to wake up. I was thinking about maybe just going for Hidden Power Fighting. I wasn't sure if it would KO, though. So now I'm going to go back into Magnezone because well, it's Magneton, actually. But I know I wall this thing, so I decided to go for a sub this turn, which was the smart thing to do before. And doesn't break my sub, obviously. And I'm Steel type, thankfully, so I don't get damaged by the Sandstorm. So now I'm going to go for the Hidden Power Fire. Didn't want him to go into Flygon. So I thought that it probably would have KO'd, or not really KO'd, but it probably would have done a little bit of damage to Flygon if he brought it in. So now this turn I made a bad play and went for the Thunderbolt. I thought he would stay in, predicting me to sub and just, I don't know. You know what, I don't know. That's probably a bad play, but oh well. Now I can make it up and I can go into Odysseus the Melodic, and he goes for Fire Blast and I take that like a champ. So yeah, I think I go for the Hypnosis or Surf. No, I go for the Surf because that's the safest play, and the last thing I want to do is let that Flygon run rampant. And this turn, I think I go for the Hypnosis because I think, yeah, that's the best play. Of course it misses, and you get the Thunderbolt off, but I realized that I could have taken it quite well, telling me this is definitely a defensive Regice. So, well, I think most of them are anyways, but yeah. I'm going to go for Hypnosis again. It does hit, which is great. So, it's just going to be sleeping, and now I'm going to switch out, and I'm going to go into Crobat, I think. Yeah, I'm going to go into Crobat, and I'm going to go for the Aerial Ace here. Probably wasn't the best play in hindsight, but when you think about it, I mean, if he switched into Metagross, at least I can get damage off on it. I probably could have gone for the Hidden Power Fighting too, but I really thought Aerial Ace would actually kill. Didn't, surprisingly. But oh well. I didn't want to go for the Sludge Bomb, like I said, for the reason that Metagross is still on the team. So I do go for the Aerial Ace against Metagross when he switches out, and that's kind of bad because it doesn't do anything. And now I obviously have to switch. I decided to switch into Melodic. No, I decided to switch into Magneton because, yeah, I can take a Meteor Mash. And I know this thing probably will have an Earthquake or something, but that's really okay because I just need to safe switch back into Crobat to go and use a Shadow Ball, which very easily could KO the rest of his team. So I'm going to go for Hidden Power Fire here. It just barely leaves him with just a sliver of health. And like I said, obviously that Earthquake's going to KO. But now I can switch into Crobat and just go for a Shadow Ball to take this thing out at very low health. And I can pretty much sweep the rest of his team from here with Shadow Ball. So I'm going to use a Shadow Ball, and the Metagross obviously takes it out. And if you didn't know, Shadow Ball is physical in Gen 3, because Ghost type is physical. That's why you pretty much never see a Gengar running Shadow Ball before Gen 3. So I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball and the Charizard, predicting it to take it out. Because you know what? If Houndoom's Fire Blast could do almost half, I would imagine that Shadow Ball Choice Bandage could take it out. So now I'm going to go for Shadow Ball against Flygon and take that annoying thing out. And now he has his last Pokemon, which is a Sleeping Regice. And obviously from that low of health, a Shadow Ball from a Choice Banded Crobat could easily take that thing out. So that is good game, Yoshiandlugia. You can catch him on YouTube, and that's his channel, Yoshiandlugia. So look for more Gen 3 Wi-Fi battles in the future, and see you guys later, and peace out.